listening to Ring Chronicles with Lance Vaughn and Glenn Ritchie.
All right, we're back on episode 26.
Yep, and
Ring Chronicles.
And one of our videos has gone, well, for small town folk like us, semi-viral.
Yeah. And I have no idea why or how. It was kind of a throwaway video. It was not really related to the main topic of that episode.
It wasn't like you were like putting pictures of like half naked women on there to get ratings and
there was no
ass, false information, misleading information in the title to mislead you to clickbait stuff. It was just like a random video. Although I looked at the video and I think it's because maybe some people just didn't know about that rumor.
Probably.
I didn't know about it until you told me.
I saw it in one place, and normally when I hear a rumor, I usually just shrug it off, but that just made so much sense.
Yeah.
It just, like, why wouldn't you do that? And if you go and look at the comments, there are some people saying, no, that would never happen, but then there's other people that would reply to that and say, Vince isn't there anymore.
Yeah,
this is Triple H. He'll probably work with people more than Vince would. So as long as Tony Khan will work with them, why wouldn't it happen?
Yeah.
So
and like we said, let's explain what video we're talking about.
Yeah.
There's rumors that they're going to trade Sting footage for Dustin Rhodes to be present at WrestleMania 40. To support his brother Cody. Right.
So yeah, it was. It's pretty simple. I mean, Dustin goes over and then they send them the footage. It's.
There's only one thing that I think should be added to the deal.
What's that?
They should give the rights to the WWE to put Dustin Rhodes and Goldust in WWE 2K24 in a upcoming DLC.
Okay.
Because I want that.
Right. That sounds good to me.
I want Goldust and Dustin Rhodes.
Now they would probably have to put in something where so with the DLC in the previous games, have you had to pay for them or are they?
Yes, although I've prepaid for them.
Okay.
I got the season pass.
So I mean, I say that they could do that, but I think AEW would have to get a cut of that DLC.
Yeah, probably
the Goldust DLC.
Well, they got a Nightmare Family Pack, and it's coming out with older versions of Cody, like undashing Cody Rhodes when he had the broken nose or whatever, and Stardust, I think.
Right.
And it's got Dusty Rhodes from 1976.
Okay.
So I'm like, but it's missing Dustin.
Yeah.
Right. It's missing. Mm-hmm. How can you have the Nightmare Family Pack without Dustin?
Right. That's a huge part.
Yeah.
that is a huge chunk of time.
Yeah.
Where Dustin was the only Rhodes for a long time.
Yeah. It's a whole career.
Right.
It's a whole career from when Dusty, although he kind of semi-retired. A whole career.
Right.
A whole entire career.
Yeah.
So, and Dustin's one of my favorite wrestlers, and I think I've probably made that obvious from like him being in my top 10, Rhodes blocked wrestlers and things like that. So, also, we're doing a WrestleMania weekly every week.
Yep.
We're going to talk about a WrestleMania match in history. And yes, I am one of those like, I wish things were like the good old days kind of wrestling fans.
Back in my day.
Yeah. Now, I used the phrase Uncle Dave, and somebody made, comparison between me and Jim Cornette, I guess.
Yeah.
From that. I am awfully influenced by Jim Cornette. I will admit that. But I don't agree with him on everything.
Right.
I thought the way that he handled the Janelle Grant situation was pretty poor.
Yeah.
Now, I guess in his defense, he was getting this information live, and maybe he didn't know the seriousness of it.
Right.
But Jim Cornette, unfortunately, doesn't take anything seriously until he's made to do so.
He kind of approached it like it was just like any other topic in wrestling.
Yeah.
You know.
Now, I don't like this. I would much rather fans treat Vince McMahon like Satan incarnate.
Right.
But there are a lot of fans that are making him into a big joke. And I guess if they're going to not view him as Satan incarnate, I would rather them view him as a joke. Yeah. As long as he has no respect from wrestling fans for pretty much for eternity. I mean, this guy is like Caligula on steroids.
Right.
Literally. I mean, you know, so I think that he should his legacy is forever tarnished and it should be over.
Yeah.
Speaking of Vince McMahon, Bret Hart has basically completely denounced him now.
Yeah.
He's basically made statements that, you know, whatever respect he had for Vince is now completely gone and it's done and over with.
Yeah.
And so I think that you know shows that well, for one, I don't think Bret knew about all the terrible crap. If he did, he would have already talked about this. This is something actually Jim Cornette talked about. Okay, so if you're Bret Hart and you know all this terrible stuff about Vince McMahon, when you got screwed, that would have been the best time to bring all that up.
Right.
But he did.
Yeah.
So I think that at that time, Vince McMahon wasn't maybe doing as much. Now, Vince McMahon, Bret Hart did comment about the referee sexual assault allegation at the time. He stuck up for Vince, believed in Vince. But obviously now, you know who believes in Vince on anything. I mean, you could tell me anything. You can tell me anything. You can tell me that he went to like some hunter-gatherer tribe and shot them all down with a machine gun. Yeah. And at this point, I would believe you.
You're right.
I mean, you could tell me that he put poison in the drinking water for a whole city.
Yeah.
Like some kind of like Batman villain or something. And at this point, I would believe you. I'd say, yeah, of course he did that.
Yeah.
I mean, he should go to prison for that. He killed a lot of people. I wouldn't need an ounce of evidence at this point to believe anything that you told me, evil-wise, that Vince McMahon did.
Right.
I would just accept it at face value.
Yeah. Things just keep getting worse, and I think more is going to keep coming out as more people come forward. So, and he probably, you know, you kind of just touched on it a little bit, but how many people did he make look stupid when people that stood up for Vince and defended him? Yeah. And it turns out the shit was true, you know, years later. It's just a big mess.
Well, it does make you look bad because you didn't take the side of a victim, and now you know that they probably were a victim,
right?
And you missed a great opportunity to stand on the right side of history, but you didn't,
right? So
there you go.
I think one of the worst things to come out so far is everything about Ashley Mazzaro.
Yeah,
that is. Wow.
Oh, and speaking of that, there's allegations that Stephanie McMahon had her hands in that.
Right.
That Stephanie like first played up on it, like taking, you know, her side, being sympathetic to her.
Yep.
And then when it came to have business meetings about the situation, she took the side of the company.
Yep.
And things like that. And you know, I think this goes I'm about to get a little you know what? Screw it, Lance. I'm about to get a little political here.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. At your job, if you think human resources is on the side of workers, you're wrong. The main purpose, I should say, they serve other functions, but the main purpose of human resources is to protect them from liability, protect the company. Yes. Okay. So, I don't know if that makes me whatever politics-wise, but it's the truth, okay? And if in that situation, if assuming all that's true, you know, I'm a little bit more willing to give Stephanie a benefit of the doubt than I am, you know, definitely more than Vince. If you told me anything Vince did, I mean, you could tell me that he invented the plague. That I would accept it. But Stephanie, okay, this is allegations. If those allegations are true, then that means that she was basically tricking her to gain her trust and then switching up and betraying her when it came time to do business. So does that mean Stephanie should be canceled?
I think we need more information.
Yeah. Okay, so it's getting so bad, though. Mm-hmm. The more they dig, the more they find. Yeah. It's getting so bad, they're going to have to start hiring fans to run the company.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think that...
Out of the crowd.
Yeah. This is another thing I saw. Do you think that TKO will start pushing the McMahons out more and more? Like even Triple H? Anybody in that family?
Okay, but here's the thing, though. I understand, okay, that the situation with Stephanie happened. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in, like, collective punishment, okay? That's like punishing Linda McMahon for what Vince did. Mm-hmm. We don't know how much Linda knew about what was going on. Yeah. She could very well be a victim herself. I mean, we don't know. I mean, Stephanie, this stuff doesn't look good. Mm-hmm. But so far, there have been no allegations against Triple H.
That's true.
So, you know, why push him out the door?
Right.
Especially if wrestling's good.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, inadvertently, WWE is about as good as it's been in 20 years, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Completely inadvertent, but...
Yeah, I mean, everybody's watching it now.
I think you might have some people, some non-wrestling fans, tuning in just because they're hearing things.
Yeah.
The old fans that stopped watching wrestling a long time ago. Oh wait, the Rock is back and he's a heel? What?
Yeah. He's a member of the Bloodline,
right? And
you know that I've talked many times on this program that the Bloodline was cooling off. Yeah, the storyline was getting stale. Yeah, adding the Rock into the Bloodline completely refreshes.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It completely refreshes it.
Yeah,
and like you said, the Rock being a heel is not what you would expect.
Right.
And I'm so glad they pivoted. I know people keep on saying, oh, it was a work. They never pivoted. They pivoted.
They pivoted the fuck out of that
They
shit.
pivoted big time. They realized they almost lost WrestleMania 40. They almost lost an entire WrestleMania.
I think this was the best outcome. Even with the kind of awkward situation where they had to have Cody hand it over and then all of a sudden, oh, wait, we changed our minds. Even with that, this is still the best it could have been.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if I've ever seen this in wrestling where they blatantly went the wrong direction with an angle and actually kind of fessed up to it and said, okay, we're going to change this. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Vince McMahon would have doubled down.
Right. I don't know about WCW or anything else, but
WCW would double. Well, WCW would try to fix things by restarting everything and it'd be worse. Reboot, yeah. And it would somehow be even worse. You know? So, yeah, we're going to restart everything. We're going to reboot, strip everybody of titles.
Yeah.
And then what they come out with is even worse than what they had before.
Right.
So,
also, I want to say this because I guess it was 2 episodes ago. I confess my hatred for The Rock, right? I said I never thought I'd hate The Rock, but I hate the fucking Rock. That's what I said. I don't hate The Rock anymore. I'm going to turn a 180 on that too.
Well,
okay?
Did you see
if they can do it, I'll do it.
Did you see the promo on Friday?
Yes, I saw the promo on Friday. God damn, it was amazing.
Yeah.
If you go and read the comments, a lot of people made a really good point. That was Attitude Era Rock right there.
Yeah.
That was Attitude. So for anyone that wasn't watching back then or was too young or wasn't even born yet, that's what it felt like watching The Rock in the Attitude Era.
Yeah, it wasn't this like Well, like during the PG era when The Rock came back, it was this very censored version of The Rock that was PG friendly.
Right.
And he was basically going off of his name value alone.
And not once during that promo was he Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
He came out and left as The Rock.
Yeah.
It was fucking beautiful.
And The Rock was able to do this evolution in just a matter of weeks.
Yeah.
And wing it too.
Right.
Because this was, when they brought
this
him
wasn't
back.
the original plan.
This wasn't the original plan.
Right.
So, when he came back and he showed up, Cody Rhodes announced for him to come to the ring, and it was, very obvious he was taking Cody's place at WrestleMania. The Rock is, playing the baby face, the movie star baby face come back to wrestling, like he's always has when he's come back to wrestling. And it did not work. And then they did the kickoff, and you started seeing The Rock evolving into a heel.
Yeah,
like just in a matter of days.
Yeah,
he's evolving.
Right.
And then you see the promo on Friday night, and it's a complete evolution. So I'm just wondering what they're going to do with him at WrestleMania, because
so have they officially announced a tag match, or is that just a rumor still?
Let me look up and see if there's anything.
Because what I keep hearing is night one you'll have a tag match with Cody Rhodes and Rollins versus Roman and Rock, and then night two is Cody and Roman.
All right, so we know about Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
Io Sky versus Bayley. Rhea Ripley versus Elimination Chamber match winner, and Seth Rollins versus men's Elimination Chamber match winner. So that's the only matches that have been
now this is
announced.
really good. I also want to comment on Seth Rollins' match. If there was ever a time to give LA Knight a push, I think this is it.
Yeah.
If he wins the Chamber and beats Rollins for the title, holy shit.
That would be enough to
And if you want to give that belt, that made up belt, any recognition, having it go from Rollins to LA Knight's a pretty good move.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah,
So,
the made up belt.
Right.
Okay, so I remember times in my life where I felt elated for periods of time. I remember graduating with my master's degree and feeling elated for, I'd say, 2 solid weeks.
Right.
I remember buying my car
Right.
that I have out there.
Yeah.
And feeling elated for 2 weeks.
Right.
I remember getting married and being elated for 24 hours before I started rethinking my life choices.
Oh my God.
So there's been times I've been elated, okay? And if LA Knight beats Seth Rollins,
Yes.
I would say I'd be elated for at least 2 solid weeks.
At least 2 weeks. Euphoria.
Before
2 week
before I
euphoria.
turn back to my mundane life. For 2 weeks I'll be euphoric.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, that a lot of good things are happening right now. But yeah, I'm not at the point to where I'm like hanging on to every single thing they're doing, but the stuff, at least in the main event, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I can't complain with it right now.
Well, there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
NXT. Carmella Hayes turned heel.
Really?
Yeah, on Trick Williams.
Okay.
That's another thing that's unfortunate about this scandal. I don't think that in the WWE 2K24 game they're going to have the fans chanting "whoop that trick" during Trick Williams' entrance.
Yeah.
Given,
Okay, yeah.
The sex scandal.
Right.
Which I hate that because I feel like that chant has nothing to do with treating people
Right.
It's basically
it's in context.
saying beat your opponent. Yeah.
It's in context. Yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, whatever.
But yeah, that's not going to be in the game. I'm actually surprised they're still like showing replays with that or whatever,
Yeah.
But I guess it hasn't became a big controversy yet.
Yeah. I thought I saw something about Trick Williams going to the main roster. Is that not true?
I haven't heard that. But
Okay. Maybe I misread something.
I doubt that's going to happen now with Carmella Hayes turning heel now.
Yeah, I guess so. But somebody else, is it Tiffany Stratton main roster now?
If she is, I'm not aware of it.
Because she had the match on SmackDown for the chamber spot.
Yeah, but that may just they've been doing a lot of crossover between NXT and the main roster.
Yeah, you see, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know everything that's going on right now. I'm just familiar with the main event stuff.
Now Tiffany Stratton is freaking amazing. I think I may have mentioned that on this podcast before. Mm-hmm. I mean, my goodness, next Charlotte Flair easily, hands down.
Wow.
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when I first saw her and I saw the gimmick and I was like, this is terrible.
Yeah. I thought the same thing.
This is terrible. Mm-hmm. And then I saw her in the ring and I was like, okay, she can do stuff that like only she can do. Mm-hmm. And she's extremely athletic. I got fooled by the like blonde haired and the, augmented chest appearance, kind of a, and her gimmick being not very,
it was
endearing.
I mean, I've said it before that was a whole, there's a Barbie out, so somebody's got to have a Barbie gimmick now.
Yeah, yeah. And that's basically what it is. And I'm hoping that they move away from that when she goes to the main roster. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that was kind of her gimmick before the Barbie movie came out. Before then, she was a rich daddy's girl.
Yeah, kind of the same thing.
Yeah. So it was easy to transition her into this Barbie type gimmick.
Right.
I don't like the gimmick, but my goodness, she's an amazing wrestler.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And she has a little something in common with Jade Cargill. They're both bodybuilders. Tiffany Stratton was a bodybuilder. And actually, she got her pro card, and I don't know if that happened right before she started training or while she was still training for wrestling. But they're both bodybuilders, and you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, they both look great.
So. I mean, there you go, Tiffany Stratton. So there's a lot of stuff going on in NXT that's great. So, by the way, did she win her match qualifying? I didn't see that match. Tiffany Stratton is in the Elimination Chamber match.
Oh, she did win?
Yes.
Okay.
According to Wikipedia. So that's most excellent. Naomi made it in. Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair versus Liv Morgan versus Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi. And versus a Battle Royal winner.
I must have got that wrong because I thought she was facing Naomi. Okay. All right. So
how about that if Tiffany Stratton wins?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's too early.
Yeah.
But I'm all for it. I mean, shoot. I would love to see it. And you got Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, and Naomi. A lot of good names there.
Okay, so she was facing Zelina Vega.
Yeah, I'm not.
Tiffany Stratton was.
I'm not surprised she beat her.
Okay, so yeah, Tiffany Stratton is in then.
Yeah, that's great.
So she's in with what Bianca, Liv, Becky? Yeah.
Naomi?
Yeah.
So everything is exciting right now in wrestling.
Right.
How about AEW? How's it doing?
Okay. I was watching Collision Saturday.
Yeah.
Or I was watching Saturday's Collision. I haven't watched anything live in forever. But, okay, so apparently AEW is working with CMLL right now in Mexico. And the first match on Collision Saturday was, I don't know their names, two guys from CMLL against Moxley and Castagnoli, okay? you could tell they had never worked together.
Yeah.
There was a spot where the guy in CMLL was trying to put on some kind of submission hold. I don't even know what it was. But Moxley was laying face down on the mat, and he kept moving his legs and arms around trying to figure out how to get this move in. And I think he knew how to do it, but I don't think Moxley knew how to take it. And they just kept fumbling around. I have to show it to you. They just kept fumbling around until they finally got it. And it was so fucking cringy. I was just like, stop. Just move to something else. Stop.
That sounds terrible.
But I mean, and of course it was another pointless match by AEW. Look, one thing I've realized is how much non-storytelling AEW is doing since I've been watching WWE a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that both companies could benefit by doing the same thing, which is finding a happy medium.
You remember when I watched AEW for a month?
Yeah.
There was nothing to hook me.
Right. Exactly.
There was nothing to hook me.
Right.
Now, if I want to watch 630 senton splashes,
right,
then that's the way to go.
Yeah.
But if I want, like, you know, like the WWE has like superstars, you know, legends, like, you know, the WrestleMania Weekly I did on Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, you know, neither one of those could do they couldn't even do a front flip and land on their butt.
Right.
But
they knew how to hook you. They knew how to draw you in. It drew.
Yeah, it drew.
Right.
And that is just what AEW doesn't have.
If a legend isn't retiring like Sting, they're not going to draw anything. Because I'm pretty sure that show's either sold out, Revolution, either sold out or really close to it.
Well, yeah,
which is to be expected because it's Sting and it's his last match.
Anybody wants to watch that. I mean,
right?
My goodness, I probably won't watch it live, but I'll probably watch a replay of it or something or other. You know. So
yeah, but I think they could both find something with the happy medium, which is on AEW side, a little less wrestling, a little more storytelling. And with WWE, a little more wrestling, a little less people just running their mouth on the mic for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That would now, I believe on SmackDown, I turned it on a little bit late, but it looked like they started off the show with a match.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah, okay. So that's good. Because honestly, I haven't been in a hurry to turn it on because I'm like, somebody's just running their mouth to start it off. So I just
but
don't
now
care.
You don't know who's running their mouth. It might be something you actually want to listen to.
Right. It might be. But yeah, I just feel like AEW needs to lean more towards storytelling. First off, they need writers to write the story. And I don't know what they have, if anything, other than Tony Khan. And WWE needs to have more wrestling. As long as you do it with a purpose. That's the thing. You know, going back to the Bryan Danielson and Andrade match, from a few months ago, it was a great match, but there was no point to it. It was match of the year, but nothing came of it. It was just a random match. So you really need to enjoy wrestling, wrestling matches, which I do, which is why I still watch for the most part. I admit I fast forward a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Especially during fucking John Moxley's entrance.
Now,
that thing lasts 3 minutes.
We need to call the guy that likes AEW at some point.
Probably. Yeah.
And get him to apologize for everything that AEW is doing now.
Yeah.
Do you think he would participate in the podcast?
I don't know. We can ask.
We can ask him now if you wanted to. It's probably at work.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. But yeah, it's
defend AEW. Account for this. Look, I want AEW to succeed. I want there to be a good alternative to the WWE, but I want it to be an alternative that I actually want to watch.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I just, I just don't get into these like Dave Meltzer spot monkey matches.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much. And honestly, there's things that WWE needs to improve upon, but they're doing it. They're getting better. It's been a steady trend of getting better. Honestly, in my opinion, the WWE started to show signs of getting better when I would say probably 2016.
Okay.
Even though the fans weren't attending the matches, and, I mean, the arenas looked like AEW arenas back then.
Right.
But I think it was starting to get better back then, although they still missed the mark on a lot of things. One of the biggest things they missed the mark on is how they've treated Shinsuke Nakamura over these years.
Okay.
But that's when I think they started to get better. And then it really started to get good when the Bloodline storyline came around. And that hooked a lot of people. And the fans were coming to the matches. They didn't have half-empty arenas. It was full arenas. Everywhere they went, that's how it was going. Okay? They almost screwed up. They almost ruined WrestleMania 40. They almost messed it up completely.
Yeah.
And I think it was out of desperation because they had this like nuclear level event of Vince McMahon and his nasty pervertedness, just nastiness beyond words.
Yes.
That if it wasn't for that, I don't think they would have made the big screw up. But like you said, they were able to take a big screw up and turn it around nicely to where it's working really well.
Yes.
Where now we actually have must-see wrestling television.
Yes. And I also think in a way, so Rock came in with the intentions of trying to just put on the biggest spectacle for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The initial plan A didn't work.
Right.
But his plan B did. So
Yeah.
he still did it. He still did it.
Right.
Yeah, so that's impressive. I mean,
well, here's the thing. Roman Reigns isn't the best on the mic.
No shit.
And that's part of why they paired him with Paul Heyman.
Right.
But now you've got The Rock
Yeah.
in the Bloodline.
Yes.
So you've got two people in this stable that were born talking.
Yeah.
They came out of the womb
Yeah. Running
talking,
their mouth.
running their mouth. Okay.
Yeah. But before I forget this, did you notice Jimmy Uso during that promo?
Yeah.
He was in the background just marking the fuck out.
Yeah.
He was smiling and laughing the entire time.
Yeah.
Everybody else is keeping this serious face, and he's just back there having a good time.
That's Jimmy. He could take things not seriously and not make a big joke out of everything he's doing.
Right.
That's one thing I love about him. Oh, yeah, speaking of funny stuff, eventually, I think once the WrestleMania Weeklies are done, I'm going to do a top 10 funniest wrestlers.
Okay. Yeah.
R-Truth.
Yes.
Everything he's done lately has been awesome.
Yeah.
Everything.
It's gold.
I saw a meme on Facebook, and it had The Rock beholding the Bloodline tree.
Oh, yeah.
And on the bottom of the Bloodline tree, in white tape, written was "and our truth."
Oh, that was great. That's another thing I've been enjoying. To me, that's a big deal that they've got that going on.
They need to do something special for R-Truth at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah,
he needs to be included on the pay-per-view.
So what's his deal right now? Because I was watching SmackDown, and it looked like he helped. Tried to help. Who was it? Was it Kevin Owens? He was having the match. Dominic was having the match with.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember.
So
I think I know who you're talking about though.
So R-Truth was ringside during
Yeah.
Mysterio's match,
Right.
and it looked like he was helping the other guy.
Yeah.
He wasn't helping Mysterio.
Yeah.
Is he not in Judgment Day anymore, or is he?
Does it matter?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah. He's such a treasure.
Yeah. And by far the funniest professional wrestler that has ever laced up a pair of boots, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And that's saying a lot because there's been some funny wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like we're talking like the likes of Mick Foley and The Rock, for that matter.
Yeah.
The Rock has had some good comedy in his career.
Yes.
So, but nobody can do it better than R-Truth.
Yeah.
R-Truth is just sheer comedic force.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Wrestling is must watch again. You want to tune in and see who says what. Mm-hmm. My only concern with all of this is LA Knight getting lost in the shuffle.
Right. Which is probably why he needs to win the belt.
Yeah.
Now at the same time, I don't want that to knock Seth Rollins off.
I do.
You do.
I'm tired of Seth Rollins.
Holy shit.
I like Seth Rollins, but I can't stand this stupid gimmick.
Okay, yeah.
Of him coming out in these ridiculous outfits, looking like a freaking like a daggum breast or something, and you know, and coming to the ring and that I can't stand wrestlers, like fans that sing along wrestling songs. Like everybody that does that, I don't like it. I don't like it when Chris Jericho does it. I don't like it when Seth Rollins does it. I can't stand any of it. I don't want to. Wrestling fans can't sing. I don't know one that can. Have you ever seen a wrestling fan that can sing?
No.
I haven't either. So why are they singing?
I don't know.
I've heard better noises come out of bathrooms than out of these fans' mouths. More tune.
I will say the Seth Rollins entrance music is annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
And the whole I don't know what the fuck he's wearing all the time, but the obnoxious, the try hard obnoxious thing he's trying to do is just annoying.
Yeah, okay, I wrestle every time, whatever. I got a bad back. Like, nobody cares, dude.
Yeah.
Go home and fix your back. Man, I'm just bashing Seth Rollins today. Might as well just go into it.
Okay, go ahead.
So, Seth Rollins was good when he came in WrestleMania and, like, turned in his briefcase, Money in the Bank, and won a match that he wasn't even in. I saw this comedy routine about why wrestling was better than other sports. And, you know, he says, I like basketball when I see LeBron take off his jersey and show that he's a member of the other team and scores on his own goal. You know? And he started talking about how the guy that won WrestleMania was a guy that wasn't even in the match.
Yeah.
That's what's great about wrestling.
Yeah.
Is you can do stuff like that. Okay? So that was good. When he was in Shield, that was good. When he was a baby face and they didn't do the singing along bull crap.
Yeah.
You know, the reason why I say the looks like a breast is that he looks like a Willy Wonka freaking character every time he comes out. Like there's like his outfits are poofy and like they're filled with air or some crap, or they just have some weird stupid shape to them or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, it's Willy Wonka bull crap.
Yeah.
And this probably should go on YouTube.
Okay.
The Willy Wonka bull crap.
Okay.
Start there.
Okay.
Seth Rollins looks like something from a Willy Wonka movie with fans that can't sing and audio coming out of their mouth that sounds worse than bathroom noises that I've heard. It's freaking terrible. And nobody wants to hear this noise, this crap that's coming out of these fans' mouths. The music sucks. Seth Rollins in his try hard bull crap needs to stop. He needs to go home and fix his back and quit and come back with a better gimmick than this crap. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it and your freaking made up title that has no lineage. I can make a paper title, and me and Lance can go out in the backyard and wrestle, and I can use gold Crayola crayons to color the belt with some blue for the world on the belt, and we can go out in the backyard and fight for that belt, and it would mean just as much as Seth Rollins' belt because it's got about as much lineage and value, and so that's why he needs to stop. Give the belt to LA Knight. Let the guy shine. He can make the belt into something and give him a long reign. Seth Rollins needs to stop.
Yeah. That was a pretty good rant.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, the title of that could be Seth Rollins needs to stop.
Seth Rollins needs to stop. Oh, man. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. You know, I mean, Seth Rollins is a guy that I've known of since he was in the Indies. To me, he's still Tyler Black. I still think Tyler Black when I see him. So when I see him doing this shit, I'm like, that's not Tyler Black.
Yeah. And the character and everything he's doing, and I don't get it. And the Roman Reigns is like disparaging his belt and his reign, and he just sits there and stands there and laughs about that. That's a ridiculous response.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, that may not be Seth Rollins' fault. It might be the writer's fault for making him do that. But that just looks like crap, okay? Yeah. And I just I don't get it. And Seth Rollins begging Cody to fight him, that looks like desperation. Like, please give me a match because my belt has no freaking prestige. It has no prestige.
Right.
I made up belts for action figures when I was a kid, and I used paper and tape. Yep. Okay, the tape held the belt together in the back. Yeah, and those belts had as much prestige as this title does.
Yeah.
Why didn't they go back and bring back the big gold belt?
That's a good question.
Now, Rhea's belt was made out of thin air too, but she adds like some legitimacy to that title.
Well, I think that's a little different because I think that belt needed to happen. No?
Yeah, because
it has more purpose than
and also I think it was a good idea because previously it was the SmackDown women's title and the Raw women's title, which, like you're the champion of Raw.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's much better to say you're the champion of the world.
Right.
Or in the case of EO, the WWE Women's Championship. Right. That's another thing, too. That title doesn't carry the lineage to the old WWE Women's Championship.
Well, which one does?
That belt's gone.
What'd they do that for?
So
I'm confused now. Okay, I'm totally confused now on the women's belts.
So that belt disappeared when they did the Divas belt.
Okay.
And the Divas belt became, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong on this, maybe we'll get some layered of hate.
Okay.
But the Divas belt became the Raw women's belt. Mm-hmm. And the Raw women's belt became the WWE Women's Championship, but it's not the same WWE Women's Championship that was a WWE Women's Championship, that was held by like Chyna and Lita and Trish Stratus and all of those back in the day.
Right. So that lineage has ended.
Yeah.
Huh. What the fuck would they do that for?
They do stupid stuff. And I don't know why they give up on these old lineages. Do they think the old lineages don't matter anymore?
I don't know. I don't know that. So since we're on this subject, the lineage from the big gold belt, is that carried on through the Universal title now?
The WWE title.
The WWE title.
Yeah, which is part of Roman Reigns' intergalactic
So that's
championship.
So that's either the blue or the red belt.
It's neither one of those. Both of those are the Universal title. The WWE title is the one with the black strap.
The gold one. No. Wait, what?
the blue and red were both the Universal title, depending on which brand they were on.
Okay.
If the Universal title was on SmackDown, it would have the blue strap. If it was on Raw, it would have the red strap.
Okay. So what's the one that Roman's currently carrying around, the gold one?
That's the Galactic Championship.
Oh, my God.
That is if I remember the phrase
Jesus
correctly,
Christ.
the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship.
But that doesn't carry the same lineage as the big gold belt.
Yes, it does.
It does.
Because of the WWE. Okay, the WWE Championship is still distinct from the Universal Championship, even though there's a belt that represents them both. Yeah, I mean, this is like a religion or something. Yeah. Like the Dalai Lama is alive, but this child over here is the Dalai Lama at the same time. You know what I mean? Like this is this it defies logic.
It sounds like they're unified but not.
Yeah.
So the WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship is both currently the WWE title and the World Heavyweight title.
No, it's the WWE title and the Universal title.
The WWE title and
the
the
World
Universal
title was sucked into the WWE title.
Okay, so that's the one where the big gold belt would come from.
Yeah.
If they were to split it, you would have the WWE title split into two, one being the WWE title and the big gold belt title.
Yeah.
Okay, and those two combined and became the Universal title.
No.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Shit!
The world title got sucked into the WWE Championship.
The world title got sucked into the WWE Championship. Okay, now which world title are you talking about?
The big gold belt, world belt.
Okay, so you had the WWE title, and then the big gold belt world title merged into the WWE title. It became one title.
Yes.
Okay, now what's the other title?
That's the Universal Championship. That was pulled out of Vince's, well, I would say rear end, but that's not a subject.
I don't want to go there.
Yeah, let's don't go there right now.
Okay. So there's the WWE title, which absorbed the big gold belt, and then there's the Universal title. But right now they're the same thing. For right now,
yeah. Kind of like how the tag team champions are the Raw and SmackDown champions, but they call them the undisputed WWE tag team champions.
Okay.
But technically, the two belt SmackDown and Raw tag team championships are still distinct from each other.
Okay.
But unlike with the tag belts, they made a new title for Roman to represent both world championships, the Universal Championship and the WWE Championship.
Okay. Whew. That's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, you about have to have a
I need a damn what do you call it? Flow chart.
Well, Lance, we went over this like in our I think first episode or whatever.
That was 26 episodes ago.
Yeah, maybe we need a refresher.
We need a refresher. We've talked about a lot of shit since then.
Yeah, refresher on the insanity of WWE title lineages and and everything. So what I'm upset about is when they created this world championship, they could have declared that to have been of the same lineage of the big gold belt world championship in the WWE. That they separated that merger. And it would have gave it a lot more legitimacy instead of giving it to Willy Wonka's son and and just oh
man,
with the bathroom noises.
Yeah. Wow, this is. Yeah, I needed that refresher though because I forgot how fucking stupid this is. You know what would be great though?
What's that?
If Cody wins the title,
yeah,
and he brings out the big gold belt.
Oh my God!
And he declares this to be the real World Heavyweight Championship.
That would bring about 2 more years of euphoria.
Yeah.
Instead of 2 weeks. I'd have 2 years of euphoria for Cody bringing back the big gold belt. Actually, what I read is that when Roman loses the belt, it's gonna revert to just being the WWE Championship, and the Universal title is going to be discontinued. I
would appreciate that.
Yeah.
I don't think they intended to get themselves in this mess, but they did. And they need to undo it.
Yeah. I mean, you got 3 world titles. What in the heck?
Yeah. I don't know.
I know one thing. It wasn't long-term booking.
Yeah.
It was, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Raw doesn't have a championship.
Right.
And that just goes to show you how much stuff in wrestling. I think a lot of fans perceive that wrestling, they plan and write this stuff like months in advance. They might do that on some things, but a lot of this stuff, they're flying by the seat of their pants.
Right.
Did they plan years in advance to have Roman be the intergalactic champion, and that they were going to create this other belt and give it to Seth Rollins on Raw? No. That was just a consequence of mistakes. That what happened was Roman Reigns got both belts, and they didn't want Roman Reigns to lose the belts yet, but he was dropping down to being even more of a part-timer. So we had to create this other belt on Raw. Now, why do they not give it the lineage of the world title? I don't know. That makes no sense to me. Maybe we can go ask Triple H. Yeah. We can invite him onto the podcast and say, Triple H, I understand there's a lot more pressing issues in your organization at the moment, including an enormous sex scandal, but we need answers on your lineage things. Something tells me that he won't be interested in it.
Yeah. The whole Universal thing, and I think back because I was still watching when they started the whole WWE Universe bullshit.
Yeah,
I remember the first night Vince said that on TV.
Yeah,
and I didn't realize then how much bullshit was about to follow.
I'm so glad for multiple reasons that Vince is gone.
Yeah,
I'm glad he's gone because he's a despicable person. Yeah. And I'm glad he's gone because wrestling's only gotten better.
Right.
It scared me a moment whenever they brought The Rock back and was going to have him fight Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
It made me really nervous about, what are y'all doing? Mm-hmm. But they fixed it really quick.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
Fixed it really quick.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to get on this now.
Yeah.
I would love to know. I would love to been a fly on the wall in those meetings or listen to those phone calls when they when did they first realize that this was bad? Was it by the next day? Was it Sunday? Was it Monday?
It might have been like when Ada,
The
Rock's daughter, was calling her dad and said, "Hey, I'm getting death threats."
Yeah,
which I don't condone.
Right.
I mean, I'm glad they changed things in wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't think that we should have had to resort to death threats to make it happen. I do not condone that. That's a terrible.
That's
so
fucking stupid. God
Stupid.
damn.
Stupid.
I mean, shit.
Stupid. Like, I'm glad things changed, but that is stupid.
Yeah.
You don't. Okay. I've made fun of the AEW neckbeards.
Yeah.
I've never seen AEW fans act like that.
Right. Right.
I've never seen them say, they only did a 450 centon instead of a 630 centon, so we're going to threaten your family.
I would love for one of those motherfuckers that did that and lock him in a room for 10 minutes with Dwayne Johnson and just watch what happens. Just because that's what those motherfuckers deserve.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. That would be. They could put that on pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man,
just
that
have
would
cameras in the corners of the room.
Yeah, that would sell. I mean, you don't have to have good cameras to give you some grainy footage, and that might make it more interesting.
Yeah.
Like it's some kind of like black market death beating or something. Like because The Rock would beat them to like an inch of their life.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I mean, threatening the man's daughter for I didn't like the crap. I hated it.
Yeah.
I mean, we made a whole episode where with trash.
Yeah.
The whole episode was us trashing that.
Yeah.
But not once did I think, hey, The Rock's daughter should die for this.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is
that is just so ridiculously stupid. Yeah. And it was embarrassing to me as a wrestling fan. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that are embarrassing as a wrestling fan going on lately. Like, okay, let me tell you. When the whole thing about Vince McMahon came out, and it made me think about one of the things I'm most passionate about. Mm-hmm. And it made me have some feelings about one of the things I'm most passionate about. Yeah. And I, was questioning, being a fan of the entertainment that this guy brought me for all these decades and having some feelings about the fact that I enjoyed what he presented to me. And the thing that I had to realize is that wrestling isn't Vince McMahon. Mm-hmm. Well, that was embarrassing to me too, that fans were threatening The Rock's daughter for a storyline.
That is, yeah.
I mean, it's a terrible storyline, and we raged on it for a whole hour, but
I'll say this. Those aren't fucking wrestling fans. Those are just fucking idiots.
Yeah.
that's you're not a wrestling fan if you pull that shit.
Yeah.
We joke a lot about the sub-casuals and shit. That's beyond that. That's just a fucking idiot. God damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, Lance, is there anything else we needed to discuss?
I don't know, but we for coming into this episode without a plan, we talked about a lot.
Yeah. You're going to have to help me out with WWE 2K24.
Okay.
Because before WWE 2K24 comes out, WrestleMania 7 Rebirth comes out on February the 29th.
You mean Final Fantasy?
Or what did I say?
You said WrestleMania Rebirth.
I'm so excited for both games. I can't even WrestleMania Rebirth. WrestleMania Rebirth. Leave that in. Leave that in.
When you leave Midgar, you'll see LA Knight. He'll greet you at the gate. Yeah.
And when you get to Calm, you'll see The Rock and the Bloodline. They're there to stop you from getting to Sephiroth.
Oh, man. WrestleMania Rebirth. All right.
WrestleMania Rebirth. Did I really say WrestleMania
Yes.
Rebirth?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
When I listen to that, it's going to be hilarious. Okay. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth comes out February 29th. I don't know how I'm going to stop myself from playing that game when WWE 2K24 comes out in early March.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm going to have to try.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, one thing I want to do for that is record our gameplay because, you can record your gameplay. My only question is exporting it out so I can edit it in a video.
Yeah.
So I got to figure that out. But what I want to do is just record video specifically for the parts we're going to talk about. So I want to have footage of gameplay that we are actually playing in the video. Does that make sense?
Okay, all right.
But I just got to figure out how to export it. I would think you could share. I'm pretty sure you can share videos with your friends on the PlayStation Network, and then I'm hoping you can log in and download it. But I don't know if that's the thing or not. I'll have to figure that out.
I'll have to figure it out too.
You just hit the record button on the controller and you record. But I'm pretty confident you could share it with somebody else. If you shared it with me, I could see it, but I need to be able to download it. So that's something I got to figure it out. Figure out, but
we'll figure that out. All right, guys and gals and people of other persuasions.
Yep.
We will check y'all later.
Later on.